What if the very space between you and your twin flame right now is not empty, but alive? What if every unanswered text, every night spent wondering if they still feel your presence, is part of a sacred dialogue written in a language deeper than words? You're here because your heart keeps whispering the same relentless question. If they've chosen someone else, why can't I stop feeling them? That ache in your chest when you see their name, the way your body still responds to memories like a compass, finding true north, these aren't illusions. They're evidence of a connection that exists beyond the rules of ordinary love. Twin flames don't follow the timelines of mortal relationships. They dance to the rhythm of soul contracts written before either of you took a single breath. This isn't about convincing you to wait indefinitely. This is about revealing the hidden alchemy of separation. How the silence you fear might actually be the universe's way of rewiring both of you for a love too vast to fit into the containers of your past selves. The distance isn't punishment. It's the kiln firing your souls into something unbreakable. Somewhere out there, whether they admit it or not, your twin flame is catching fragments of you in the quiet moments, in the scent of rain that reminds them of your laughter, in the lyrics of a song that slips through their car speakers at 2 a.m. The bond you share doesn't vanish when someone new enters their bed. It retreats into the subterranean depths of their being, where no third party can ever reach. But here's the truth that will either shatter or liberate you. Their thoughts alone can't bridge the gap between you. This separation is happening for you, not to you. Every tear you cry is dissolving an old version of love that was never meant to contain you. Every morning you wake up choosing yourself. You're building the foundation for a reunion that won't just bring you back together, but will keep you together. So take a breath, love. The story isn't over. It's just waiting for you to turn the page. Oh, beautiful soul, if your heart is aching because your twin flame is with someone else, and yet you know they still belong to you, let me whisper this truth to you. Not every soul-shaking connection is your twin flame. Some are mirrors, some are teachers, some are bridges, but not all are the one. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's divine. You see, the universe has a way of dressing up lessons in the guise of love. A false twin flame is one of its most cunning illusions. They come in like a storm, intense, magnetic, irresistible, mimicking the electric pull of a true twin flame. But here's the difference. A false twin flame distracts you from your path, while a real one, even in separation, leads you back to yourself. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a hall of mirrors, each reflection showing you a different version of love. One mirror shows you passion, another comfort, another obsession. The false twin is the reflection that feels so real until you reach out and touch the glass. That's when you realize this was never meant to stay. This was meant to break you open. Why would the universe do this? Why send you someone who feels like home only to reveal they were just a temporary shelter? Because some souls are not here to stay. They are here to shake you awake. A karmic partner, a false twin, they arrive to expose your wounds, your fears, your unhealed patterns. They force you to face the question, do I love myself enough to walk away from what hurts me? And here's the most painful most liberating truth. If they were truly your twin flame, no third party could ever sever the bond. Not really. Not in the way that matters. Twin flames are two halves of the same soul. No amount of distance, no other relationship, no earthly obstacle can erase that. So if they've moved on completely, if there's no lingering energy, no synchronicities, no inexplicable pull, then ask yourself, was this ever my twin flame, or was this a soul sent to prepare me for the real one? This doesn't mean your love wasn't real. It doesn't mean the connection was a lie. It simply means some souls are bridges, not destinations. They come to burn away your illusions, to dissolve your attachments, to teach you how to stand alone, so that when your true twin flame appears, you are no longer desperate for completion, but whole enough to recognize them. So if your twin flame is with someone else, and you're tormented by the thought, do they still think of me? Zrania. Ask instead, is this pain leading me closer to myself? Because the answer to that question will tell you everything. If they are your true twin, the universe will bring them back, but only when you no longer need them to be happy. And if they are not, then something greater is coming, something truer. Trust the mystery, trust the breaking, and most of all, trust the love that never left you, the love you carry within. Oh, dear heart, I see you, scrolling through their social media at 2 a.m., decoding old messages like sacred texts, searching for hidden meanings in every song that plays. You tell yourself it's love, but somewhere deep down, you know, this isn't love anymore. This is hunger. This is fear wearing love's face. Let me hold your hands gently and tell you this. Obsession is not the same as divine connection. It's the shadow side of twin flame love, where devotion twists into fixation, where longing hardens into a cage. True twin flame energy doesn't chain you to someone's absence. It frees you into your own wholeness. Think of it like holding a butterfly. Clench your fist too tight, and you crush its wings. Open your palm completely, and it may choose to stay, or it may fly away, carrying a piece of your soul into the sky. This is the paradox of twin flames. The more you try to possess the connection, the more it eludes you. Why? Because the universe only honors unions born in freedom. Your twin flame could be thinking of you every second, but if your energy is tangled in desperation, you'll never feel it. Obsession creates static in the telepathic line between you. It's like trying to hear a whisper while screaming their name. You see, detachment isn't giving up. It's making space for miracles. When you stop mentally begging the universe to bring them back, you start noticing the subtle ways it's already speaking to you, through synchronicities, through dreams, through sudden waves of peace that feel like their presence. These aren't coincidences. They're love letters from the cosmos saying, I haven't forgotten you. Trust the story. But how do you stop obsessing? Start here. Stop romanticizing the pain. There's nothing holy about sleepless nights or tear-stained journals. Your suffering isn't proof of your love. Your healing is. Redirect the energy inward. Every minute spent stalking their Spotify playlist is a minute stolen from your own soul's evolution. What if you pour that intensity into creating art or dancing, or finally writing that book? Upgrade the question. Instead of, do they miss me? Ask, What is this longing trying to show me about myself? This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about caring differently, from a place of sovereignty, not scarcity. Remember, twin flames are magnets, not glue. They don't stick together through force. They choose each other across lifetimes, across dimensions, across every possible version of reality. If this is your true twin, no amount of space can break the bond. And if it's not, something wild and wonderful is waiting just beyond your current heartbreak. A love so bright, it makes this one look like a candle next to the sun. So tonight, when the ache feels unbearable, try this. Light a candle, place your hands over your heart, whisper, "I release you to your highest path and claim my own." Then watch how the universe responds when you finally let go. Darling soul, I know you've been searching for proof, some whisper from the universe to confirm what your heart already knows. They still feel you too. You're not imagining it. That sudden warmth in your chest when their name appears on your phone. The way a song you shared drifts through a crowded cafe just when you needed it most. These aren't accidents. They're love letters written in the ink of synchronicity, meant for your eyes only. Twin flames don't communicate like ordinary lovers. When physical distance separates you, the connection doesn't fade, it transforms. It speaks through the spaces between words, through the electricity in the air before a storm, through dreams so vivid you wake up clutching your chest, half expecting to find their hand there. This is how souls talk when the world keeps them apart. In symbols, in echoes, in the quiet magic of, "You felt that too, didn't you?" You'll know they're still tethered to you when their silence becomes a language. The pauses between texts, the unsent letters, the conversations you have in your head that somehow, impossibly, mirror the ones they're having with themselves 3 time zones away. Distance means nothing to energy that exists outside of time. The mundane becomes sacred, a license plate with your birthday numbers, a stranger wearing their cologne, your shared song playing in an elevator when you're on the verge of tears. The universe winks at you through these details, whispering, "I'm still weaving your stories together." Your body remembers that ache in your solar plexus when they're hurting, the inexplicable rush of joy at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday that makes no sense, until you later learn they were talking about you at that exact moment. Twin flames don't need phones to call each other. Dreams blur into reality. You meet in the astral realm so often that waking life starts feeling like the dream. They appear as wolves, as storms, as shadows that kiss your forehead. Whatever form your subconscious needs to deliver their message. I'm here. I'm with you. This separation is an illusion. Here's the secret they don't teach you about signs. The more you chase them, the more they hide. Like fireflies in a summer field, they glow brightest when you stop running after them. Try this instead. Tomorrow we can go about your day assuming the connection is alive. Drink your coffee as if they're tasting it too. Laugh at a joke and imagine their shoulders shaking beside you. Watch how the signs start appearing without your desperate searching, because energy flows where attention goes, but miracles flourish where trust grows. And if doubt creeps in, close your eyes. Place one hand over your heart, one over your third eye. Breathe into the space where logic ends and knowing begins. Ask, "Show me you're still here." Then release all expectation. The answer may come as a flicker of candlelight, a feather at your feet, or simply a peace so profound it needs no proof. Because real connection doesn't need constant validation. It exists like gravity, invisible, undeniable, holding entire worlds in orbit without ever asking for permission. So stop straining to hear their voice in the wind. The bond you share doesn't live in signs. It lives in the unshakable certainty that even when you can't see the thread, you'll always feel the pull. I see you, white-knuckling your heart, bargaining with the universe, secretly believing if you just think about them hard enough, send enough energy their way, love them fiercely enough from afar, you can manifest them back. Oh, how I know this dance. The desperate arithmetic of separation. If I let go completely, will they forget me? If I hold on too tight, will I push them further away? Here's the sacred paradox. Twin flame reunion happens not when you're perfect at loving them, but when you're finally free from needing them to love you back. Think of it like this. You're both standing at opposite ends of a bridge suspended between worlds. Every time you take a step forward in desperation, the entire structure shakes, because true union requires equilibrium. But when you root into your own shore, when you tend to your garden, sing to your own soul, become so vibrantly alive in your own skin that their absence no longer feels like emptiness, but simply space for miracles. That's when the bridge stabilizes. That's when they feel the pull to cross it. Why does surrender work this way? Because the twin flame journey isn't about possession. It's about resonance. You cannot force a tuning fork to sing by gripping it tighter. You must strike it gently and let it vibrate at its natural frequency. Your twin flame is the same. The more you release control, the more the universe can orchestrate your reunion in divine timing. Not the broken clock of human impatience. I won't lie to you. This is the hardest part. It asks you to love someone so deeply, you're willing to not have them if that's what their soul needs to grow. It demands you trust that if they're truly yours, no amount of space or other relationships can sever the bond. And if they're not, something greater is coming. Something that won't require you to abandon yourself at the altar of hope. Practical surrender looks like deleting their number, not out of spite, but sacred self-respect. Blessing their new relationship instead of stalking it like a ghost. Replacing "when will they come back" with "how can I become the love I wish to receive?" Letting your longing transmute into creativity rather than obsession. Here's how you'll know it's working. The dreams will change. Instead of frantic reunions, you'll dream of flying, of swimming in oceans that somehow know your name. You'll wake with the eerie certainty they did visit you in the night. Not to promise return, but to say, "I'm okay. Be okay too." And one ordinary Tuesday, you'll catch yourself laughing so fully, living so brightly that you'll realize, oh, this is what surrender feels like. Not giving up on love, but giving over to a greater plan. So here we arrive at the final, most sacred truth, the one that will either break you open or set you free. You've been asking the wrong question all along. Not, do they still think of me? But why does their absence still define me? This is the cosmic joke of twin flames. The love you seek outside is only ever a mirror of the love you've cultivated within. Their distance isn't punishment. It's the universe holding up a blindingly bright spotlight on every unhealed corner of your soul, every place where you still believe love must be earned, chased, suffered for. Think of it like this. You're standing before a door marked union, pounding with bleeding fists, screaming to be let in. But the door isn't locked. It's a mirror. The love you've been begging them to give you. It's been waiting this whole time in your own reflection. Why does this hurt so much? Because true self-love isn't spa days and affirmations, though those help. It's the brutal, beautiful work of choosing yourself even when abandonment wounds scream, prove your worth. Setting boundaries that terrify you because part of you still believes love means losing yourself. Looking at their new relationship and whispering, may your happiness not diminish mine. Admitting the most vulnerable truth. I wanted them to love me so I wouldn't have to do this scary work of loving myself. Here's the mystical secret. Your twin flame's physical absence is the greatest act of love they could offer. If they stayed while you still needed them to complete you, they'd be robbing you of your destiny, which isn't just to find divine love, but to become it. You'll know you're close to reunion when their memory no longer triggers desperation, but quiet gratitude. You catch yourself thinking, I'd rather be whole alone than fractured together. The songs that used to make you cry now make you dance. You start dreaming of them less, and dreaming of your future self more. This isn't about getting over them. It's about getting under the illusion that love exists outside you. The most powerful twin flame telepathy isn't sending them thoughts. It's radiating such wholeness that their soul must respond to the frequency shift. Watch how the universe responds when you finally stop waiting at the door and realize you were the home all along. The reunion you crave. It was never about them returning. It was about you arriving. Beloved, this is where your story splits open like a ripe pomegranate, revealing rubies where you once saw only empty husks. You've been asking if they still think of you, but the deeper question hums beneath your ribs. Does the sky still remember the flight of every bird? Does the ocean still taste the rivers that left her shores? Some connections don't require memory. They exist as eternal facts, as gravity exists, as breath exists, as the moon's pull on the tide exists, whether we name it or not. This separation you're enduring isn't a pause in your love story. It's the ink drying on the most crucial chapter, the one where you become someone who no longer confuses longing with love, who understands that the most sacred reunions happen not when two halves find each other, but when two whole souls recognize themselves in each other's reflection. Here's what the silence is trying to give you: the courage to stop interpreting their absence as abandonment and start seeing it as the universe holding space for your becoming, the wisdom to stop checking for breadcrumbs of their attention and start baking your own feasts of joy, the radical trust to stop asking when and start whispering thank you for this unfolding. One night soon, you'll catch yourself in a moment of ordinary grace, maybe while stirring honey into tea or watching the way sunset gilds a stranger's hair, and you'll feel it, a quiet fullness, a sureness, like the moment a seedling decides to break through dark soil. This is the reunion that matters most, the one between you and the unshakable truth that love was never something to be found, but something to be remembered. So let them be with whomever they choose today. Let them think or not think of you. Your magic isn't contingent on their awareness. It thrives in the sacred autonomy of your own awakening. The twin flame journey was never about guaranteeing they'd return. It was about ensuring you would, to yourself, whole, luminous, and too vast to be contained by any single love story. The final secret: you've already won. Every tear, every sleepless night, every whispered prayer into the void. They were never about changing their heart, but about alchemizing yours. Now, you stand at the threshold of a love so fierce it makes the past ache like a fading bruise. Not because they've returned, but because you've arrived, here, now, complete, with or without them. And darling, that's when miracles love to show up.